Welcome to Seat Time, everybody, the off-road show that brings you all the results, news, and online shenanigans that make being online a good time. We'd like to say thank you to Fly Racing for their support of Seat Time. Please go check them out at flyracing.com. Welcome to Seat Time, everybody. So this is episode 82. We are live on the couch in McKinney, Texas. For those of you who do not know, I am Brian Pierce, and as we mentioned, you're watching Seat Time. Fantastic time. Tuesday evenings, we go live on the internet at 8 p.m. Texas time, because that's central, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's central.
All that matters.
And we're big. We're Texas. We're all that matters. That's what happens. And we talk about off-road news in the moto world. So we go through some of the race results that happen, some of the shenanigans, and, of course, any incidentals that come up that we want to talk about that we think is important to you. We appreciate everybody that's here. If this is your first time, seattime.co is the website. Of course, we're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, and YouTube. You can find, watch, listen, make fun of us, comment on any of the places there. But this fine gentleman next to me in the extremely bright orange KTM shirt, which, as we all know, I have absolutely no problem with. I think it's
sexy.
I think it's a fantastic color on you. I really do. I think any color would be good on you. Or maybe off of you.
Purple. Whoa.
Hey, we just started. What the heck?
Yeah, so how's it going, kids at home? I'm Caleb. I'm riding
Raylob
Kamsey.
So that's like your Ronnie Mac?
Yeah, but sense, it's more public. I'm not afraid of it. I don't wear a bandana.
Oh,
I'm
right.
not near as cool.
You're like, I am Caleb Ramsey, and I'm also Raylob Kamsey. So it's like...
Yeah, it kind of works. It's like, you know...
Who am I today kind of a situation?
Just sometimes you just switch and just go in that mode. That's usually when you crash is when you're Raylob Kamsey.
It's too much WFO.
Yeah, basically.
I blame Raylob.
So, yeah, it's kind of my alias or whatever. I don't know.
All right, well, do you feel that you need an alias? Are you afraid of what people think about you?
No, not really. It's whatever.
All right, good, because I'm not. Obviously, I publicly, live on the internet, drinking a couple beers. In my case, obviously, hard cider, because I'm a vagina about being a gluten-free, allergenic, if you will, whatever. I just made a bunch of words up, so it's fine. We'll go with it. But you, of course, are enjoying a little bit, but that's okay, because he's of legal age.
Yeah,
he's going to have a couple. We're going to talk about some motorcycle racing. So,
heck yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, so the thing with Caleb Ramsey, I don't think many of you guys know if you're outside of Texas, is how much of a badass he is when it comes to the regional Texas area. Especially in the off-road world. So he won the Torn. That was on Saturday evening in Bridgeport.
Yep, it was in Bridgeport.
Okay, and then Sunday as well won the TCCRA race, which I think was Cowbone, which is outside of Cleburne.
Yep.
So a lot of racing this weekend, a lot of awesome going on. So just give us a little bit of a lowdown on the weekend and how things went.
Well, the Torn series really made it nice because we get to the race on Saturday. So it kind of opened up a lot of his pro riders and anybody really is you can do a race on Saturday, travel, and do another race on Sunday. And so this was our first doubleheader of the year. And so it was at this real beautiful ranch called Legacy Farms. And we had a pretty good stack of pro riders as myself. Cameron Ishmael was there. Brandon Glenn, local really fast moto guy, really fast. Drew Higgins and Dylan Green. And so we had a really good race. Brandon was real. I got the whole shot. Got real lucky on the start. Brandon was right behind me for the whole first lap, pressuring me. And then I think he grabbed a tree or two or three. And
it got interesting.
And so he kind of put it on cruise control, and Cameron kind of put it on cruise control. We all just kind of we got separated about halfway through. And then we all just kind of were like, all right, we're happy we're here. We'll just kind of chill because we knew we were all racing Sunday. Yeah. And Brandon actually, he went to Village Creek and clean sweep the night race Saturday night.
Wow.
So he did really good. But so anyways, I won. Brandon got second and Cameron got third. And then we show up to TCCRA. And TCCRA is a totally different track, just about 10 miles of tight woods. Of just like barbing and enduro tight woods, with the exception of a quarter-mile straightaway, and
that was out in the field,
a 300 and a 300-yard rhythm section of doom, and then back to tight trees. So kind of, it was a little different.
Sounds like I would have loved 98% of it.
Yeah, the moto section was sketchy, but even you could have had fun on it. It was Texas Trackmasters actually built it for the place just for this, and so it was really good. It was all the faces were nice, chunked out and sketchy.
No, it looked really nice when I was out there on Saturday filming and stuff.
Yeah,
I thought the jumps looked fantastic. But
nice.
Watching you guys hit those triples, I didn't get to see you do it particularly.
I didn't hit the second triple.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I know.
Who are you?
I normally jump everything, but
everything.
Yeah.
You normally jump shit. And people go, oh my! Like the other pros are like, what the F is that guy doing?
I like the little sketchy jumps, but like the big sketchy jumps are, kind of. But the thing about this one is it's built in a woods section, like the fence line woods, and so there's no real way to like go back and like hit it again. And so I only got like one lap of practice, and I was like, well. And I just kind of said, I'll just wing it in the race. But I never really figured the rhythm out. But it...
You know what the rhythm was? It was hold the throttle open, jump the first one, don't let off, and then hit the second one.
Yeah,
that's what everybody else did.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It's like up a hill is like whoop section to table to single to sketchy triple to table to double 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 to double double. It's like this is just all straight.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
But the race was really good though. I think I was third around the start behind Cameron Ishmael and Zach Watson, an up and coming pro rider. And anyways, we kind of diced it out, and I ended up pretty much spent the entire race behind Cameron, just right behind him, eating his dust.
I was about to ask how bad the dust was out there for you guys.
In parts it was bad. But it's kind of like one of those things, people are like, how do you ride behind somebody in the dust? Well, if you get close enough to them, you can see in front of them.
Right.
And so it's not bad then. But if you're like just back too far, then it's like you can't see anything.
Yeah.
So like if I stayed behind his back tire, it wasn't bad. And so I just got roosted the entire race. And then on the last lap, like 3/4 away through the last lap, I just held it open in the long straightaway of doom. And it kind of had this big natural berm, like it was like they dug out a spillway. It's total NASCAR if NASCAR turned right. And so I made 6-gear 80-mile-an-hour pass, almost died, and just made it happen. And that was pretty sketchy. But
that's why you win, though, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's stuff like that's what makes you win.
Yeah. So risked my life, made $50 more or whatever.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah,
totally worth it.
Day in a life. So yeah. So I won. Cameron got second. Awesome race together. Austin Henderson got third.
Ooh,
a good ride for him.
He's coming back from his injury rather well, then, isn't he?
He is. And then Cody Buck came and got it fourth.
Nice.
So we had a good weekend.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. It does sound like Caleb and I were talking about. I was out there at Cowbone, the Cleburne race on Saturday for the TCCRA stuff. I was doing a little bit of filming with some of the guys just for fun, and then James Hill and I did a couple video bits for some fly racing reviews that we're doing. So we had fun. It was nice. And then, of course, it's one of those deals where you're kind of like, I'm going to leave by X time to get home for Supercross. Then you got to get into talking to everybody and hanging out and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, I am having a lot of fun and I don't want to go yet. And then all of a sudden it's like midnight and you're leaving and you're like, damn it. So I had to stop and get a Red Bull and drive home and stuff. So then, of course, once I got home, I couldn't get to sleep. It was...
Yeah, part of the reason I only did one lap of practice is so I could sprint to the Holiday Inn to catch Supercross. So probably should have just TiVo'd it and done 2 laps, but whatever.
Hey man, obviously it worked out for you. So
Barely.
I still can't believe you didn't do the triple.
Yeah,
I mean, that part of me is disappointed.
Well,
I would have told people that you're the batshit crazy guy that's no, Caleb invented the triple.
Well, I'm not sad that I didn't, because you kids at home that are friends with Cameron Ishmael on Facebook, go to his Facebook and look at the videos of him casing the triple. He cases it endo sideways and then bounces straight towards the barbed wire, burns off the bottom wire.
Was this from last week when he was trying to get him, or is this?
No, this is during the race. I'm 10 seconds behind him and he cases it and almost dies.
On Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And so, that slowed him down a few seconds.
That's why I caught you, bitch.
Yeah, but I wasn't sad that I didn't hit it after seeing that video. I was like, I'm cool with doubling.
Yeah. It's like
cool.
It's like when you're like, man, that chick's really hot, but then you find out that she's got some kind of STD, and you're like, that might have been fun.
She's like crazy or something.
Yeah, it's like, but there's a chance either you get stuck with her or something gets stuck with you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's okay that it didn't happen the way you might have thought it should have. So it's not the end of the world.
No comment.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. My Saturdays are clean and wholesome. All Saturdays.
So what's next, Woody?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about, man? This is your show, isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
I'm just here, man. I don't do this all the time.
Let's check our digital itinerary.
Check your digital itinerary. I'll tell you what's going on. Is the fact that this is Seed Time, and Seed Time has a bunch of fantastic partners, and one of those partners is Fly Racing. I know you guys had to have noticed at the very beginning, is the fact that Fly Racing is not just our title sponsor, but one of the guys that have been with us from the very beginning. Dale Spangler over there is a great partner, great friend, and he's kind of like a mentor, not in the gay, oh my gosh, like this guy's amazing sort of way, though he is quite amazing, so it might be kind of gay. But he really does look out for us. He helps us out with a lot of the stuff that we're looking to find answers to, and I think that they're somebody that you should friend. So go check them out at flyracing.com. Look at a lot of the gear that they have going on. They are the biggest gear manufacturer in off-road, period. They put in the most money to it, and they help out all the riders as much as they can. It's great to see how many series have started to come up and really have full Fly Racing support, all the contingencies that they put out there. I think it's fantastic. You can check them out on Facebook. They're on Twitter, all those fun areas. So make sure you tell them that Seed Time sent you over there. Tell them we said hi, And if you happen to be in Boise around the WPS place, walk in there. Be like, what's up, Dale Spangler? Woody from Seed Time sent me over here. I'm just going to hang out. He said I can shadow you for the day. I mean, I don't know if you can, but I'm going to tell you can. So go by. Check it out.
There you go.
Because Boise is about an hour away from Idaho City, where they're having the first ISTE qualifier.
Nice. And you went
a
there,
month away.
You went there last year?
I did.
Yeah. Nice.
May 25th and 26th, I believe, or it's the 24th, 25th. And so if you want to go to that race, you can stop by the WPS place and talk to Dale Spangler.
Yeah.
And definitely tell him that Woody sent you by at that point. That'd just be funny to see what his face does. He'd be like, oh, damn that guy.
1,000 miles away. How'd you...
Oh, dude, that was a horrible drive. 27 hours one way. That was absolutely horrible. So, thank you very much, Fly Racing, for your support of Seed Time. We appreciate all your support. Go check them out, flyracing.com. Love it. So, I think, Steven, what's going on over there? Is there any
yeah, we can
you tell me, man.
We can call in Grant whenever you're ready.
Let's do it. Let's call in Grant. So, we've been kind of talking to different people online, if you will. And we've had Stuart Baylor Jr. on the show before, but this is going to be his younger brother, Grant Baylor. We'll see how everything goes and if we actually get connected. But I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens. So it looks like, Steven, that your technology is not going the way that you thought it would.
Oh.
But it's okay. So while Steven tries to figure this out and we try to get to Grant and talk to him about some of the GNCC racing and National Enduro stuff that he's done, we've got a couple other results from different races that have gone on. So round 5, National Hare and Hound, that went down. And Johnson Valley with the Vikings motorcycle group put that on. And then, of course, we had J-Day. J-Day opened up this past weekend in the Northwest.
I've been hearing a lot about that.
So, I mean, and I think it's kind of the one thing that I took away from the fact that J-Day started this weekend was I didn't find out that J-Day started this weekend only from their website or only from their Facebook page. It was every other, large off-road, media.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Verb off-road and a lot of racers kind of say this or that about it. But yeah, I haven't really heard. I don't really know exactly what it is.
It's
what
just,
do you know?
Okay, so in the quickest way I could think to put it down is it is started by John Day, who is a former world enduro rider.
Right.
He's from the States, and he picked up a lot of race format ideas over there that he thought would work really, really well here, and kind of take precedence over the fact of the hour and a half 2 hours, 3 hours long race series that we have in the States. So what he does is he essentially takes the moto format, where there's two 30-minute motos, but in a very, very off-road, trail-friendly format. And he does throw in a little bit of moto. He throws in a little bit of extreme type stuff. Obviously, because of his World Enduro background, he throws in a lot of bitching grass tracks, if you watch some of the videos.
Oh, yeah.
So
they know how to do grass tracks.
The format seems amazing. I don't even know if it's just the format. I think that just everything that John Day is trying to do, he's done, and it's come across really well. And so people are enjoying his series, they're enjoying his company, all that kinds of stuff, and it's just gone extremely well for him. And the series just
is this the
keeps
second
picking up.
year
This is like the 4th year. This is
wow.
like they've just continuously gotten bigger. This might be their third year as a full-on series. I believe they did a winter series for a little while. Their first year to kind of just see how it went with the format, and then from there they kind of started picking it up.
Nice, very nice.
But yeah, they're Johnny G got first place overall. Obviously, he got first with the two motos. Robbie Marshall got 4th and 2nd to have a 2nd overall. And then was it Tegan, let me get his name right, Tegan Temple got a 2nd and 4th in the two motos to then have 3rd overall. So it's interesting to think about off-road maybe in the more of a moto format where it's like, well, how'd you do overall? Did you get 2nd first? Yeah, and I got 1st in the weekend.
Yeah, that makes it a little interesting. Kind of gives you a chance to redeem yourself if you didn't get as quite as good of a moto in one or result in Moto 1. So yeah, that's a little different. That's they're kind of like the Torque series down south. They kind of do a works kind of style. They have 2 1-hour races, 1 hour race on Saturday, 1 hour race on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a lot of it seems like some more and more off-roaders are kind of going that direction.
Yeah.
2 moto.
Well, I think it's interesting because I don't know if it's people hashing it, but I've heard some people talk about J-Day where they think it's great, they love it, but then they have the same kind of problem that they do like in the moto world where you go out there and sit around for so long.
Oh, a long time between motos.
Yeah, a long time between motos, and because of the way that it's laid out, a lot of guys when they do moto type stuff, they can go out and enter the 250 class, they can enter the 450 class, they can enter an open class, so they can kind of continuously race and keep things going.
Right.
But in this format, they don't have that ability because all the A riders are together, or all the B riders are in the long course kind of a situation. And they're not going to have they don't have like a sportsman type class in the C program where guys could maybe do a little bit of all kinds of racing. They do have a 125 class, which I believe Johnny G did as well, that's just awesome.
Sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's
the honeybees.
Yeah. The smell, so good.
Yes, especially when you have like the good race gas and the good, the good oils and such, if you will, for premix.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of premix, I'm not gonna lie, that hard cider's pretty good.
Very nice, very nice. So we also had the T-Sec this weekend too.
Yeah, Gator Bait, and
very nice.
right outside of Houston.
Yeah, I heard that track's pretty good.
It's interesting because the Trail Riders of Houston have 2 different properties, one just north of Houston and one just west of Houston. I don't really know how all that works out and why it is the way it is, but so this is Gator Bait, and this is the property that's west of Houston. And the Martin Howell got first place, which is awesome for him. I know he's been really, really working hard to get a good overall finish, and he got it this past weekend. And it sounds like a lot of people had rain. We had the National Enduro had rain. A lot of people on the East Coast, I guess you could say, had a lot of rain. And so the track, which was supposed to be the course was supposed to be about 6 tests for Gator Bait, actually was only 3 because they knew that it was going to be 2 loops, and so they knew that it was just going to be bikes stuck everywhere and all kinds of crazy stuff. So they only ran the 3 tests. And the people that I've talked to, I was talking to Troy Green a little bit today and Cole Reynolds, who were both A-riders in Texas, and they said that it was like the second test was one of the most fun times they've had on a dirt bike because it's like a monster. It was like so sandy that all the rain just made it absolutely primo.
Soaking.
But the first and second test were just super slick. If they could see the dirt, it was super slick. If they couldn't see the dirt, it felt like the water was like almost like seat height. They said that it was just like ridiculous, and they couldn't believe that the organization held the race still. But hey,
gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Got to get the racing happening. So,
well, that's good job from Martin Howell. He's a excellent rider. I've raced against him.
Yeah, I kind of wish he'd make it up north a little bit more. He kind of lives in the Houston-y, more southern part of the state. He does some torque races though, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've raced with him in a couple of the torques, and well, that's what I mean. He is a really great rider. Really, a little bit older, but a lot more knowledgeable.
Really, so. He's quiet.
Yeah,
he's very quiet. I don't know.
So good for him. Good job for him.
Good job for Mountain Hall. Wow.
Hall.
Man.
Hall.
I'm just all over the place. I think it's the. I mean, I'm gonna blame the pain medication still. So I don't do it.
Okay. Don't make me mad.
Not be
Come
cool.
at you.
You don't want to make me. It's not that. It's just that right now I'm barely talking well. If you would say that in English grammar, and if you were to poke my shoulder, I know that I wouldn't, and then you would definitely have to just completely do the show. So
be out of it.
I mean, if you're ready for that, that's fine.
No.
But
I'm just
still my show, huh?
No, man. I'm your partner in crime. I'm just a guest.
All right, we're just making trouble. Just making trouble.
Guest there, yeah.
So on the West Coast, we were talking about the National Hare and Hound. So we had round 5 there at Johnson Valley. Vikings motorcycle guys put that on. Kirk Caselli, the favorite man of every off-road racer, as it should be, came away with the win. Ivan Ramirez in second and Nick Burson in third. I don't think it's much of a surprise that Kirk Caselli got the win, but I don't know if I'm surprised, happy, or just kind of like glad to finally see Ivan Ramirez on another podium. I know that KTM's kind of brought him in last year to help out with their Baja effort.
Nice.
The 250, the 500, and the 1000 in the Score Series. But I don't think things have gone great. Now, granted, that was the first year. This is the second year, and I don't know that he's had the best runs at a lot of the events that he's entered. So I'm glad to see that he has had, put together a good event. And then Nick Burson, obviously, been riding for a very long time. It's good to see him, not just on the podium, but still on the podium, kicking ass and taking names.
Heck yeah.
I hear noises. It sounds like we're in a midget's closet.
Okay.
That's pretty fun because of the fact that you're sideways.
There we go.
Hey! Oh, God.
Oh, no, he's trying to...
For those of you at home, just to not completely leave you up to question what is going on, Steven is attempting to get Grant Baylor on seat time right now over Skype, and so that is what Steven is playing around with. I'm going to go ahead and guess, Grant, that you're using an iPad 2.
I'm on my iPhone 5.
You're on your iPhone 5. Well, it looks just like an iPad 2. We have got to talk to Apple about upgrading these sons of bitches. So before stuff gets crazy, it looks like you're in a very similar spot to a place that we saw Russell Bobbitt in a couple months back. Is this your personal location, or would this possibly be a place that multiple motorcycle racers would stay at?
This would be a place where multiple racers stay at the Trials Training Center. I know Russell Bobbitt comes up here a lot, so that's probably where he was.
Nice. Yeah, so the Trials Training Center. Okay, yeah, because not only have I seen that air conditioner unit in the background before, but the paneling just really, you're never going to forget that paneling.
It looks like you're in a log cabin.
Yeah,
like
for
camping.
sure. I mean, it looks like you're having a good time.
Very small log cabin.
Okay, so I was right. Okay.
It is a log cabin. All right, well, Grant, we just had the National Enduro this past weekend that you were racing at. We've got the GNCCs that you've been competing in the XC2 class. You took over for your brother, and I would say that you have done a fantastic freaking job, and that you have probably overexceeded what a lot of people thought that you were going to do when you got on his bike. So just talk to us a little bit. Tell us about the racing this year and what's been going down.
So far I've had a pretty good year, and didn't really expect to be where I'm at in the GNCCs, and even in the Enduros, I didn't expect to be up there with those guys running close to their pace, and I'm still struggling in the Enduros. I want to I want to get right up there in the mix with those guys. But so far, it's been a pretty good year, and everybody's been saying that I'm taking over for Stewart, but I'm not really taking over Stewart. I'm making my own name, and I'm just training every week and trying to get better every day. And I'm here at the Charles Training Center, riding some rocks with Ian Blythe, and just hanging out.
Nice. Well, I think that's a very good statement that you made in the fact that you're not trying to take over for Stewart. You're trying to make your own name. I think that is a very, very solid statement. So because of that's the way you're looking at it, which is, I think, fantastic. How do you think you're going to set yourself apart from what a lot of people would see as, you kind of following in the footsteps of your brother?
I don't know. We're a whole different style of riders. I mean, he's more whiskey throttle, and I'm a lot smoother than him. And more, he'll go to enduros, and that's the main thing that separates him. He's around more than he's on two wheels, and he'll go through a section of enduro 5 miles long, and he'll crash 10 times, and somehow still win it, which amazes me. But probably 3 or 4 GNCCs without crashing, and I think that's a big difference between us. Is he's crazy and I'm more under control.
Well, do you think are you that way because you learned a lot from watching your older brother, maybe have a lot of crashes and maybe a couple injuries and things like that, or is that y'all's personalities as well? Are you guys? I don't know much about your personality personally. We've never met in person and talked, but I have met your brother, and I would say that your brother's a little out there and stuff. So, is it that y'all's personalities are that different?
Pretty much. I mean, I'm completely different from him. I don't talk, and he never shuts up, and you know how he is. I'm sure he didn't shut up the whole time he was on here.
Yeah. I know he tried to call me gay, and I was like, "Come on now." You don't have a wife and a couple kids just by being with a bunch of dudes.
Well, hey, Grant, how old are you?
I'll be 16 May 7th here in a week.
Wow, that's pretty amazing that you're going that fast, that young. That is really something else. I mean, would you say that it's definitely helped having your older brother there, somebody to gauge off of and somebody to chase?
Yeah, that really is a big help because I learned from the stuff that he makes. He makes mistakes, and I try to correct on my half, and just watching him ride helps me out. Just following him. I mean, I'm a lot different rider there, so I'm completely different in a bunch of ways. But I think it helps out a lot, and especially in the enduros last year when I was running the A class. I was on his road for the last half of the year, and just watching him in those really helped me a lot. And the enduros, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at this year if it wasn't for him. Watching him last year, keying off of him, because I was trying to ride smooth in the enduros, and it just wasn't working out. I mean, I was watching him, and he was winning them, so I just tried to watch what he was doing. He was just ripping on the throttle, and in the enduros, I'm a completely different rider compared to the GNCCs. The enduros, I'm a little more crazy, and whiskey throttle, I ride a lot more like him in the enduros because that's just how you gotta do it. You watch any of those guys out there, and they're just ripping on it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You really got to sprint corner to corner, and GNCCs, you're kind of looking at the 3-hour mark, kind of, you got it on in chill mode, sort of.
You kind of carry your speed better in the GNCCs because the corners aren't as tight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know that, you being 15 right now, shortly about to be 16, has probably put a lot of thoughts in people's minds about rules and things like that, about how young you are in pro classes. I think with the GNCCs, I remember hearing some kind of changes and all that kinds of crap. Do you know much behind that? I mean, did they change rules to get you in the class, or more younger guys that are 15 in the class? Could you kind of fill me in a little bit more on how that went down?
Well, it started about 3 years ago when Stewart started running XC2, and they were all like, 15-year-old shouldn't be in XC2, and that was when they had no rules over that. And as soon as he started running it, and he turned 16, they changed the rules. I think they changed it to where you gotta be 16 to be in XC2. As soon as he turned 16, so it wouldn't conflict with him because he was already factory back KTM under
Right.
10, and they changed it as soon as he turned 16, so that was already a Stuart Baylor rule. And also they put a lock on the XC1 class for you gotta be 17 to run it, and just because of Stuart. And then this past year, I was running. It was my second year in 250A, and my first year in 250A, I got overall amateur and won the A class and all that. And then last year, I did a lot better and ended up 16th overall and won the overall A and all that. And we were calling Rita and all those guys up with GNCCs and asking them if they would, try to get me into the XC2 because I didn't really want to run in the 250A again. And Auntie was calling them, and they decided last minute, like I think it was the night before the banquet, they put that rule in there that said it was in red print, and it said if you're 15 years old and finish within the top 20 overall from the year before, you can run XC2. So I had 16th overall, and so that was the story behind that.
Huh. Okay.
Fair enough.
I think that's fair. Especially for someone like you. I mean, honestly, if you're fast enough to be there in 15, do it. Because especially XC2. Maybe, we've had some interesting discussion with the guys like Nate Canny, who believe there shouldn't be an XC2 or XC1, that there should just be a pro class. And they have their reasons for that. But I kind of think that there's a good reason to have an XC2 class as a stepping stone into the XC1 class. So, sure, at 15, if you're fast enough to be, competing against essentially the kind of that light pro class, or that almost full-fledged, badass, ride whatever bike you want because I'm going to be the top 10 fastest guys regardless class, do it. I mean, do you think that, have you not had an awesome year being 15-year-old, like racing against all these badass pros?
Yep, so far it's been a great year. I wasn't expecting to be up there racing with DeLong and all those guys. And I'm sorry, Ian over here.
Some shenanigans.
He's looking at me through his window here. It's hard to talk, but yeah.
Well, just tell him that you're going to beat him this coming weekend and tell him to shut up.
He said he's really going to be pushing for a top 5 or in the XC2. So.
Well, if you're pushing to top 4, then that means you're still going to beat him, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let Ian give you too much crap because I know Ian, and he's a good guy. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna let him push around a 15-year-old, almost 16. You know what I mean?
Talking about you now, he said you sound like a hyena over here.
Well, I wish. Unfortunately, I would love to blame the iPhone, but it's probably how I actually sound in person, which is quite unfortunate for myself. But like I said, I got married, I got a couple kids. We obviously know how it worked out, so suck it, Ian. Suck it. All right. Well, I want to know a little bit more of what you've thought about some of moving up to the XC2 class. You are a very, very fast rider. You just mentioned it. You overall the amateur last year coming from the 250A class. I really think that there are a lot of guys coming up that might be even a little bit older than you that would like to know how it went for you and what it's like now, where you're at, and some of the things that they might need to work on if they don't have their own Stuart Baylor, brother to kind of go off of. And I don't say it in the lights of your brother. I just mean, like, what have you learned and what can you pass on to guys that want to be where you're at?
Well, I've always, ever since I've been running since I was 3, which kind of helps out with progressing. You know, most of these guys now
12 years.
start at later ages, like 10, 12, and all that. And my dad's always pushed me to be the best, be the super best, and he'll get out there, run lap times on us, and really, it's mainly what I do is just go out and run lap times and try to beat myself, and try to ride with other guys who are faster than me, and you know, learn a thing or two. And I've always been riding with my brother, and he's always, I've always been trying to key off of him, and you know, just racing every weekend helps out a lot. Just I don't know. I've been to a bunch of riding schools, and that's kind of what I'm doing here now. Is I'm at Trials Training Center doing some trials riding schools, and you know, just trying to get a better technique over these rocks and stuff, getting ready for these northern rounds. And I think tomorrow we're going to go out there on the bikes and you know, just try to get better in these rocks on our bikes. And it helps out a lot just having someone to ride with and someone that's fast that you can just try to keep up with. Last week we had DeLong down at my house, and Nick Davis and Ian, they were all there, so it's always a big help just riding with other guys and you know, picking up the pace a little bit and just trying pushing to beat each other. And but really, just the biggest help is just my dad's always been pushing me to be the best, and
yeah. Well, we definitely last week we talked with Tanner Thomas out of the Northwest, and he's been competing on the in the National Enduro Series this year, and he is epitome of definitely living the privateer life in the sense of like him and his dad driving all the races and stuff. And you know, talking with you and a lot of other guys, you know, I don't know if it's just about having fast riders around you as much as it is maybe as having a good support group around you. Because as long as you have those people around you that can support you, you can find the right guys to ride with. You know, that are faster than you all the time, maybe faster than you in some areas, or maybe they just have different techniques that they can pass along that are really going to help you out. So, being underneath the KTM tent now that I've seen your bike there a couple times, how the hell does that feel? You know how good it feels? He's speechless. That's how good it feels.
Can you hear?
Did you hear me?
It was broken up for a little while.
Oh man, whatever. You're just making fun of my hyena voice.
Last part I said is you saw my bike under the tent.
Yeah, how does that feel?
Yeah, how's that feel?
It feels great. To be under the factory tent. But I'm still not completely factory. I'm pretty much just a support rider still. I have a few different sponsors in those guys. Like I have PG Graphics instead of Trinity, and just a few things like that. And wearing like a showy helmet and all that stuff. So there's a little bit. It's a little bit different than being full factory, but it's still pretty cool being under the tent at 50 and you know.
Wicked. Did you know that that Powersport Graphics is a sponsor of Seat Time?
No, I did not.
Yeah, if you go to their website, to ridepg.com, and you enter in the discount code SEATTIME, you can instantly save 10% off of your order.
Yeah.
What would you think if you were like looking for a discount and a deal? That would not be freaking awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be.
I don't think he cares much. He might get that.
I mean, he might save more, but I'm just saying there's other guys out there that are looking for. They're not looking for handouts, but at the same time, they're looking to support a couple people. You know,
yeah.
and they're like, hey, I'm watching Seat Time, and I want to help support Seat Time. I want to help support their sponsors. And just to let you know, one of our fantastic sponsors is Powersport Graphics. So you can find them at ridepg.com. Go check them out. You want to save 10% of your entire order, no matter what you order, anything on the website, you enter the discount code SEATTIME, SEATTIME. If you want to save 40% off of your order, you can click the ready to ship option. And so the ready to ship option is actually the graphics as you see them are the graphics that you're going to get. So obviously you don't have much of a customization ability, but you're saving yourself 40%. So you really got to kind of figure out what you're looking for there. You want to throw on your own bling or your dad's construction company or whatnot, or go with that. So Ride PG, check them out. Enter the discount code Seat Time. Save yourself some money because it's going to be badass. And we really thank them for their support. They're awesome. So Grant, what's coming up next? We got some more GNCC racing. I think we're going to have, your brother's been doing the GNCC Live, helping out with that going on. What's new? What's next for you? Are you going to have a reality TV show or anything?
Nothing I know of. I mean,
That would be sweet.
he's already talked about maybe a bit announcing, but, I don't know. Got Kentucky this weekend, and just, I don't know, maybe I can, I'm trying, pushing hard to get in the middle of the podium. I've been close these past few rounds, but,
Yeah.
a bit faster and get around those guys on the last lap.
Well, so to kind of to either separate or maybe even bring you and your brother closer together, what would you say is the biggest difference in y'all's bike setup? Like, what's something that you just find that when your brother does X on his bike setup that you just think is the most irate thing?
He runs his rear brake pedal way high, and when I get on his bike, I crash every single corner because my foot hits it. And that's the thing. I mean, that's always messing with me when I get on his bike. But pretty much other than that, our bikes are almost identical. I mean, we weigh the same. We run the bars pretty much the same. And he doesn't run a steering stabilizer, and I run a steering stabilizer. And there's really nothing different. I mean, we both run those ankle saver foot pegs. Those things are great.
You've had good experiences with those?
Oh, yeah. I love them. And he was trying to get me to run them all last year, and I was just like, no, I'm just going to stick with what I got. And I rode his bike a little bit at the end of last year when we were shipping bikes back to KTM. I think his was like the only one left I had to ride or something like that, so I was just riding on it, and I ended up loving those pegs, so I'm running those now this year. I mean, our bikes are just about the same. The bars are rolled pretty much close to each other, and I think the motors are a little bit different for our enduro bikes for this year. He's running a completely stock motor, and Tony Hall with KTM Factory Services is doing my motor for my enduro bike, but he just didn't want. He said he would kill himself if he had a little more power in the enduros. You know how he rides, so I'm sure. So
yeah, for sure. That's funny. That's funny as all get out, man. Well, dude, we really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. It's absolutely amazing that you're 15 years old and that you're soon to be 16 years old and riding the way you are. I think, and again, not to take anything away from you, I think it's to give you a better shout out, is that I think a lot of people said the same thing about your brother, but they said it a year later in his life. And so you were now, you're 15 doing that. Everybody was doing that at 16 for him. So I think just keep doing what you're doing, and you're not going to have to worry about being in his shadow. You're obviously already a fantastic rider on your, outright on your own. So just keep it up. Keep having fun and keep, holding it open?
yeah. I didn't hear half of what you just said, so.
You're like, that's okay. Most of the time it's just a word vomit, anyway. What it is, I gave you praise, and you say thank you.
Thank you.
Bam! There it is. We'll edit it later and make shit awesome, right?
That's right.
Caleb, no. Caleb, do you have anything left?
No, not really. It's great to talk to you, Grant, and good luck this year.
Yeah, we'll see you. I'll see you for sure in Oklahoma. I'll be at the Enduro up there. We might be doing a live show Saturday evening around right before dinner time there in the pits. So don't take off too early. I'll be in touch about that. All right. All right, dude. Thanks again. Tell Ian I said hi and that to get his GoPro in better shape.
All right, you want to talk to him? He's right here.
Do I want to talk to him? Hey, Steven, you tell me. Where are we at with
No, we're
being jerks?
good to go.
All right, let's put Ian Blythe on.
All right.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy. We're gonna switch it up and bring the Coloradian in.
Well, just letting you guys know, we put off getting the Chinese buffet for dinner for the last hour and a half.
2 hours.
2 hours. We were just getting ready to go, and Grant's like, "I'm so sick and famous, I have to do interviews," and that's where we've been.
And so now you're mooching off of his famousness.
Now I'm hungry and mooching off his famousness.
I like it. That's what every famous guy should be.
That's how we roll around
So
here.
you've been trying to you have now put in, this is going to be your first year completely committed to racing all of the national enduros, racing the XC2 class, total privateer lifestyle, kicking it around with all these guys. What's it been like coming from Colorado to finally get a chance to do this?
Well, it's sweet that I have the opportunity to do it, but at the same time, I haven't been home since New Year's, and definitely living the gypsy lifestyle. But it's been badass. The people you meet are super cool, and getting to know the Baylor family has been awesome, and hanging out with Andy DeLong and Nick Davis. Yeah, it's been sweet, but there's ups and downs. I sleep in a Ford Excursion on most nights, and we've been lucky enough to have a cabin this week. So
Not bad.
Well, okay, so who has been the coolest person that you've met then on your excursions, and maybe who has been not the coolest person?
I don't know. It's been sweet hanging out with the Baylor family. Stu Baylor might have to be the coolest. Not to take anything away from little Stu, but I was talking about big Stu Baylor might be my favorite person.
I've heard that their dad's pretty badass. That he's a lot of fun to hang out with.
He knows a thing or two about dirt bikes. He's really been helping me out.
Wicked. Well, so when it comes to riding and racing at the GNCC level in the XC2 class and at the National Enduros, what have you learned so far? From what you thought you knew going in to what you know now? How has it changed your thought process?
It's hard to know exactly what I've learned. It's usually when you're racing, everything's so subconscious that you don't have time to think about things. So hopefully I'm learning skills and reactionary skills on the bike. But as far as racing, it's just the GNCC guys are freaking fast, man. It's there's a lot of really fast guys, and they go fast for the whole 3 hours. So it's a lot harder than I thought it would be in the XC2 class to get up in the top 5. And at the National Enduros, now that I'm starting to get closer to the top guys, I'm just learning that how sketchy fast they're going through the tight trees. They're just so pinned and taking so many big risks. At this last National Enduro, I was feeling like if I went any faster, I would crash, and then I went a little bit faster and I didn't crash, and I know those guys are going faster still, and they're not crashing. So it's you can do it, but it's just scary. You got to get over a lot of fear.
I really like how you put that, but sketchy fast is a good word to use whenever you're going through woods you've never been through in your life and trying to hang it out.
Yeah, and those guys wad it up, once a race, it seems like you just pick up the bike fast, and it's sketchy, but at the same time, compared to desert racing where the speeds are 80, 90 miles an hour, it's really safe. You're just going through the woods at 30 miles an hour, which
You're only going through the woods at 30 miles an hour.
Less cactus.
Hey, but there's big-ass trees that you could, pinball off of. I'm just saying why I'm a huge wuss. I know that. That's fine. But it happens. Hey, are you gonna be able to make it west for any of the ISDE qualifiers, or make it to Idaho City, or are you gonna try to make Ohio, or is that not on the agenda this year?
No, I'd love to go to ISDE this year, but I'm going to go to just Ohio, I think. Idaho's too far, and my bikes are out east, and I've never done Ohio before, so I'm gonna go there and see how I can do.
Wicked. Well, Jesse Grome, he was on the show last week, and he showed up at Ohio last year for fun and won both days and won the overall. And then when Stewart got hurt, got to fill in for him. So, I not to say that that's the way it's going to have to work for you, but I'm just saying that, obviously if you just go randomly show up, that shit could be awesome, and you could have a fantastic time, win, and keep kicking ass and taking names. Didn't you? You did really well at Idaho City last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I won Idaho. I think I've won it twice now.
Well, he's only won it twice.
Yeah, I won it last year. That race is fun. I'm not too worried about Ohio. I'm just going to go there and have fun and see how I can do. I'm pretty good at grass tracks, so usually I do well at those type of races. But we'll see. If I get to go to 6 days this year, then that'll be awesome. If not, then I'm not too worried about it. I'm just trying to get fast at National Enduros and GNCCs this year.
Yeah. So any more World Enduro type stuff in your future, you think, in the coming years?
Well, I'd love to. It's just it's tough to get over there and do it, but I'm happy for the opportunity that I already had. I did it 1 year, and I did 3 races last year, and it was sweet. But I don't know. It's kind of like there's good racing here, and there's guys that are a lot faster than me here, so I've got a lot of room to improve just right here in our backyard. So I'm just trying to take one step at a time. But yeah, for sure, I love that type of racing. I'd love to get back over there, but not this year.
Hell yeah. Okay, I think one thing that Caleb and I were talking about before we let you guys go and get your Chinese buffet, even though it is maybe 10 o'clock where you guys are. I don't do math well, so I might be wrong, and that's fine. Okay. But did you guys get a chance to watch the Supercross racing from this past weekend?
Yeah.
Was that?
Actually, this. I'm not being hear me.
Yeah.
But we watched it last week, or I watched it last week. Just the qualifiers, I think. I think I turned it off after Ken Roxon's LCQ, which was. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
I turned it off after Ken Roxon's LCQ, which gave me a stomach ache. I felt so bad for him. He was going so fast and rode so well, but then didn't quite make it, and I was like, oh, that's horrible. And then I went to sleep after that. I didn't watch the mains. But that's Supercross is badass. I gotta watch it. It's like the pinnacle of the best of the best. It's like the Formula One of dirt bike racing. So you gotta watch it. Yeah,
and obviously I'm more of an off-road guy. Well, definitely an off-road guy. There's no way I'm gonna ever race a Supercross or motocross race. Caleb's been out racing some motocross, but we're mainly off-road guys. But I think the racing that happened in Salt Lake City had to be talked about a little bit, and we'll probably get into some of that details, but we'll let you guys go to dinner. I just had to see what you guys thought. I think you're absolutely correct. I could not believe how just even demoralizing for myself on the couch drinking my adult beverage.
Felt bad, just a little bit.
But if there's anybody I wanted to kill, it was Aaron Bates. I was like, get the fuck out of that guy's face. Are you serious? I was like, dude, if there's anybody that gets to deserve to get punched in the titty, it is her. They're fake, they're big, they can take it, but damn.
Wow.
I thought he was going to tackle her, off the bike.
I get it. The larger Supercross gets, the more professional everybody has to be. And so the more coverage they have to try to get. And they have to do that. That's just what it takes at that level of media coverage. But, holy shit.
That's bad.
Because everybody felt horrible. As you said, when he went over the line in third place. And the second you could see Aaron Bates running up, I think everybody just wanted to beat their TV. It was like, don't do it! And you're doing it. You're doing it! Horrible.
Yeah, I had the same feelings when that happened. I felt so bad. But yeah, it'll come down to Vegas. It's going to be a sweet race next weekend.
Oh yeah. Oh, that it will.
Yeah.
That it will.
You know where I'm going to be watching it? I'm going to be watching it here at my house while the Beer Olympics is going on. Ooh. What up? Have you heard anything about this, Ian?
Dude, how bad do you think Ken Roxon is going to rape his heat race?
When in the LCQ, when he was trying to catch back up, You had not seen anybody ride like that throughout the year. Anybody. He rode better than anybody that has ridden this entire year, 450 or 250. So if he comes out with that same kind of aggression, oh, dude, I'm sorry. Tailmac's fast, but no, it ain't got it.
That's the truth. Well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, for sure. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
the time, man. Good luck. Keep having fun. Keep us updated for sure, man. We're going to love to have you guys on the show more in the future, and especially we want to know how your bowels feel after a little bit of Chinese buffet. I think it's going to be horrible.
All right, we'll send you an update.
Yeah, tweet me some twits, man.
See you guys.
Bye, guys. All right, so I think it's worth covering a little bit about the fact that that was some badass Supercross racing this past week.
That was. It really
So
was.
Villapoto getting a three-peat on the champion, so he's fitting now with Bob Hanna, Jeremy McGrath, and the GOAT. Ricky
Yeah,
Carmichael.
I think it's safe to call him Villa Podium now.
No,
What?
it's the Ginger Ninja.
Ginger Ninja.
I think I still bloody came up with that when we first started doing seat time, and I still think that
I
was a
remember that.
fantastic nickname.
I remember that.
The
Okay.
Ginger Ninja. That is like, yeah.
All right, you call him Ginger Ninja. I'm gonna stick to Villa Podium.
I think Villapodium's pretty good too. Have you seen that somewhere? Or did you come up with that?
No, a good friend of mine, Lando, came up with it.
Like Lando Calrissian
No, it was-
in the Cloud City.
no, that's just his nickname. He's Landon.
Is he black?
No, he's
How did he pick up the nickname Lando?
Because he's a bro.
Because he's.
What?
Do you guys like tan?
Huh?
Do you
No,
guys,
no.
Like spike your hair up on the weekends like Jersey Shore?
No, dated his sister. Long story.
So he's a bro.
He's a bro.
So if I've slept with a friend of mine's sister, him and I are then bros.
I said dated, man. I didn't say sleep. Come on.
Caleb Ramsey,
What?
I have certain
like
expectations with you in
15.
life.
Back to Supercross. You
Right.
get sidetracked.
That's okay. Sidetrack's fun. Sidetrack can be a good time.
Talk about my friends. I hope he doesn't watch this.
Is it Lando Calrissian? Lando Calrissian watches seat time in his Cloud City while drinking a Colt 45. Oh God!
Sorry, viewers
I hope
at
there's
home.
young enough people, or I guess I should say old enough people watching this or
Right.
listening that would actually get that joke. And if
Yeah.
you do, good on you. No.
All right, so Supercross.
All right, seat times, yeah. Okay, so we talked a little bit about some of the ISDE type stuff for the qualifiers coming up with Idaho City and Ohio. One of the things that I wanted to point out when I call it the incidentals is the fact that the Team USA 2013 shirts are now on sale to help support the team. So you can go to the AMA website and you can purchase those shirts for $20 a piece. That money goes to the team to help support them. I mean, it costs
awesome.
a shit ton of money.
That's a big crate they send over there.
34 guys between the trophy team, the junior trophy team, the women's team, the senior team, and then it's the 3 or 4 club teams that are like 3 or 4 riders apiece. So, shit ton of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, all the support that goes into it. So, I think it'd be in your best interest to do that. And then in the best interest of definitely supporting people with seat time, just say, get out there and do it. You know, I'd love to say that we would support our other sponsor, but they're not supporting this episode.
Oh, man.
So you know what? We're gonna wait till May. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back in May.
All right, cool.
So, Caleb, tell me a little bit more about you. What's coming up?
What's coming up with me? Oh, man. Got 2 weeks off, which is awesome because we've been going every single weekend.
Yeah.
But, you know, not a lot. Just, a lot of touring, a lot of TCCRA. Ride every chance I get. Now the days are getting longer. Get the ride in the evenings after work. And gonna try to hit up a couple of the Torque series down south. A lot of fun down there. A lot of good people. And that's about it. If I was made of gold and money, I would be out there in the GNCC, but I just can't afford that. I wish so bad I could.
I understand.
Could be riding with those guys, but hopefully I'll get another opportunity to.
What about taking a quick tag along with like the greens or the autos?
Yeah, I've thought about that. A lot of conflicts though.
Oh, okay.
But I'm still keeping that in mind. There's a couple of weekends I'm considering throughout the year if I can just come up a little extra and tag along with them. Play hooky from work a few days.
Yeah.
So it's
just do like I do and just text people and act like you're working. I think you're getting stuff done.
You're not spinning wrenches where I work.
Yeah, that's true. All I have to do is check in computer code.
Yeah, it's like that.
I can kind of do that from anywhere.
That's clearly not a wrench. I can see
It's a picture of a wrench. It's a picture of a wrench, I promise.
So, that's about it. I train a lot, I ride a lot, and I race a lot and love it. Can't get enough of it.
Wicked.
It's
Well,
good stuff.
I'm glad that you could make it back onto the show. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time since we had you on.
Mhm.
So the last time we had you on, we were still recording.
Right.
We weren't in the
live
new
yet.
house. We were in the Seat Time studio, if you
Mhm.
will. That's why we bought this house, was for this room.
Yeah, it's huge, massive. You can't see, but it goes 20 feet that way, 30 feet.
Yeah,
big
and so what he
studio.
really means is it's not much bigger than the couch. This room is right.
Yeah.
So there's literally a mailbox right outside of the window that you can't see.
You
It's
rich
pretty
persons.
unfortunate, but hey,
Closet.
it's what we call home, and I think it's a pretty good time. I am 3 weeks today. I don't have my Band-Aid on, and I know that you guys can't see, but there it is.
That's gnarly.
3 weeks out of surgery. So there's my little 2-3 inch scar, not anything else, and the two little orthoscopic little bits that they had there. I've of course become ignorant and not worn the sling when I do the show. It's very cumbersome, and if it bites me in the ass later, damn it, which I'm pretty sure it will, just like everything else in my
Keeping
life.
it rested on your belly very well, though. I think that's all right.
It's because it hurts to move it. I'm not gonna lie, it's not exactly the most comfortable experience
I hear you.
ever. What was really uncomfortable was the constipation from the pain
Yeah,
pills.
the pain medicines are.
That was kind of ridiculous.
You should have just drank. Wait, no, you're not supposed
No.
to do that, are you?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No. What
Well,
you do is you take a suppository and you shove it in your bum, and then you get 30 minutes of relaxation, and then it just starts all over again. So it's really not worth it. But it's interesting. All right. So my surgery's going good. Caleb's racing. He's being awesome. This has been Seat Time. We had Grant Baylor on the show. Got to talk to Ian Blythe as well. Unexpected surprise. I love that dude. We got to meet. We've met a couple times at many different races in some of the West Texas stuff, and of course last year at Idaho City. Awesome dude. So glad that he's getting a chance this year to make it out east and do some racing for the GNCC.
Yeah, good for
Following
him.
more national enduros. Obviously, that privateer lifestyle is hard. So to be able to make that work is fantastic.
Yep, it is. And
So.
it's tough out here for us pimps.
We got all kinds of fun stuff coming up.
Cheers.
I think is going to be. We got GNCC this coming weekend. We've got EnduroCross. The Vegas opener is going to be Friday.
Night, yeah.
We've got Vegas finale, Supercross finale on Saturday night, as well as Beer Olympics. So I'm going to toss this to you because I can't hold it with my right arm. But for those of you that can see or zoom in, that is the first place trophy for Beer Olympics. So it is a beer opener with a little catch. It says first. It says Beer Olympics 2013. It is engraved into the beer opener. So I'm pretty sure that is one of the coolest trophies ever. And it's completely handmade by me and my wife, except for the beer cap opener. We had that engraved because we thought it'd be badass.
That's tough to make by yourself.
Yeah,
with one
I used my
hand.
teeth, and then I painted it black.
And it's made by one hand, so it's kind of like special, special.
Oh yeah,
person
no,
made
that
it.
and that I did make while in the sling.
It's twice as
so-
much labor.
Absolutely, because it's one hand and it's just jacked up completely. Way too many clamps had to be used for me to do that. All right, well, Seat Time. So you can find us at seattime.co is the website where all this kinds of fun stuff goes on. We're on Facebook, so facebook.com/seattime. As well, we're on Twitter, twitter.com/seattime_co. Got to change it up a little bit. If you're on Instagram, you can find us. It's pretty easy because it's Seat Time. There's not much that changes up there. So.
Oh, and you kids at home, don't
Oh.
forget to follow me on Instagram.
Caleb Ramsey's got some stuff for you too,
Yeah, it's
ladies.
At the tutu.
The
spelled out
tutu.
The tutu, not CR22 with Chad Reed. I'm the real CR22.
That guy.
But yeah, at the tutu on Instagram and Caleb Ramsey on Facebook. Woo, follow me.
He's like, hey, I like friends, especially if you're a hot chick friend.
Friend me.
Yeah, friend
Friend
them
me
hard.
now.
Friend them all day long. All night long. All right.
Thanks for having me, Woody.
Oh, dude, always. All you got to do is ask. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is that I do this for the love of it, not because I feel like I'm actually good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we know I'm not.
Nah.
Whatever. This has been Seat Time. Thank you very much. Episode 82. It's in the can. Hey, remember, I always enjoy a pint full of awesome. Pint full of awesome?
Heck yeah.
Pint full of awesome. Oh, wait. I got a little bit of beer. Pint full of awesome.
And illusiongraphics.net.
Thank you very much to Josh Wosner. I can't do too much because of the fact that it would be a conflict of interest, but I love Josh Wosner. He does have a company out there. We will talk way more about what he is doing at the Beer Olympics and in the Beer Olympics videos. But because we have a sponsor graphic for Seat Time.
We shouldn't talk about
Hey, no, that's fine. We're honest people here. That's what we do. So go check out ridepg.com. But after the Beer Olympics, go check out somebody else because we like them. We're friends. We love you.